So you want to pay off your debt, but you're not sure what debt to pay off first or what order to pay off your debt in. Well, today we're going to talk about the two different ways that you can pay off debt. The first is going to be Snowball. The second one is Avalanche. The idea behind Snowball debt payoff method is that you pay your smallest balances first, and then Avalanche, you pay your highest interest rates first. Okay, I made this little example. Basically, you have like a personal loan, $2,000 balance, but 8% interest rate. For Snowball, you would pay that off first. For the Avalanche, you wouldn't actually pay that off first, but because it's such a small balance, it would naturally just get paid off first if you weren't putting any extra money towards it. After that, you would go for the vehicle loan because that's the next lowest, and then your boat loan, and then like a student loan. Avalanche, you would do your boat loan first because that's the highest interest rate, then your student loan, and then a vehicle loan. Important to note, you go by the balance, not your payment. So it's the total balance, not your monthly payment. Now for this specific example, although the focus is a little different on which one you're paying off, the amount of time and money that you would spend in interest to pay these off is almost the exact same. It would take the same amount of time to pay them off, and you'd pay the same amount in interest for both of these. And for a lot of different examples out there, or a lot of different situations out there, that's going to probably be the case, is that they're going to come in very similar to each other. The Snowball method is very popular because it doesn't happen quicker, but it feels quicker. You feel like you will have your first payoffs sooner, and that can give you a lot of momentum and help you to stay motivated to keep paying on your debt. Whereas Avalanche, because you may end up paying really large balances in the beginning, it can feel like you're paying for forever before you actually pay stuff off. But at the end of it, most likely you'll have spent a little bit less in interest doing the Avalanche method than the Snowball method. But if you're the kind of person where you need help with that momentum and you need to see yourself making progress to stick with it, then you should go with the Snowball method. If you're not worried about that, if you're like, no, I just want to do this the smartest way possible, pay the least amount, I'm not going to get discouraged by not seeing payoffs right away, then you can do the Avalanche method. But either way, they're both going to come in right about the same. There are a few exceptions, though, to this. First exception, I would say, is like if you have a lot of credit card debt or any other debt that has a super high interest rate, that should get paid off first. Even if it's your biggest, even if you want to do Snowball and your credit cards have huge balances on them, you should still try to pay them off first because credit cards usually have such a significantly higher interest rate than other loans do. And it's really good to just get those out of the way. Another exception, or something that would help encourage you to pick one of these over the other, would be if you have a lot of medical debt or other debt that has a super low to no interest rate on it. Most medical debt, like if you're making payments through your hospital, there's no interest on it. And so I wouldn't encourage you necessarily to pay those off first or prioritize those first because there's no interest on them. So you could prioritize them later on. Another one would be like if you have really high, like even high interest rate home loans, those aren't going to get paid off quick. You know, if you're trying to do the Avalanche method and you have a home loan that has a 5% interest rate, but a vehicle with a 4% interest rate, I would probably pay the vehicle loan off first because that home loan, even with putting a lot of extra money on it every month, it's going to take you forever to pay it off. And that's why a lot of the time, like when you're looking at this, home loans aren't even really looked at because they take so long to pay off. And that's normal. It's normal to have a mortgage and take 15 to 30 years to pay it. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful, kind of explain the difference between these. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is just going to be to pick a method, be consistent, and, keep going until you're done. And just remember like what goals you have and how much being out of debt can help your financial life and give you financial freedom. Okay? Have a good day. Thank you.